Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with another installment in the Goblin Mode challenge. This is day 6, so therefore we are doing bones. And can you believe we're 6 days in? There's only one more day left after this, and I can't believe how fast this challenge went. It's so fun. I'm having such a good time, and I hope that you guys are too. For this one, I wanted to do like those I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a lot of artwork like this where there's like bones and skulls with like plants growing out of them, or like different bits of fungus and lichen like coming out of it. I wanted to do that, but in paper, of course. So what I'm doing is using some archival ink to stamp onto some watercolor paper because I want these pieces to be really, really sturdy. So watercolor paper is very, very hefty paper. And then I'm just using some of this like metallic color shifting watercolor that I have. You can use any watercolor or coloring bit that you have available, but I had this and I wanted it to be extra shimmery and sparkly, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to go through and paint all these little bones up so that, you know, they have some color to them, because I want some life in these bones despite the fact that they are in fact bones. I'm not going to make you watch me paint them all. We'll come back and see what the final result looks like later. And then what are we going to do? We're going to cut down this file folder that I've been using as a like grungy catch-all into some pockets, because I realized I haven't made any pockets or anything like that. I've just been making tags this entire time, so I was like, oh, you got to change it up a little bit at some point. So we're going to make some pockets here out of this file folder. It's going to be a nice little backing for our pockets. And then we're going to back them with some scrapbook paper that I have already pulled for the Goblin Cottage project. And this scrapbook paper, words are really hard. This scrapbook paper is really great because it's double-sided, so I get to use both sides and get the best of both worlds effect out of this. And so basically what I'm going to do is just use some glue stick and then play some paper Jenga, because I want to only use the one sheet of scrapbook paper in order to achieve this, and I do. So hooray. Once again, my Tetris skills never cease to amaze me, but here we are. And I think these pockets are great. I love pockets in this shape. This little like I don't know what you would call it, like angular shaped pocket. I like this shape a lot, and I don't use it as often as I would like to, but I'm glad that I got to use it for this one. I think these came out really, really cool. This would be the other project that is in my top 2 favorite projects for Goblin Mode for the challenge this week. This is my second favorite or first favorite, depending on my mood for the day, along with the ones that we made on the day 3 when we did moss. Yeah, these 2 are definitely my favorites of this whole challenge, so I'm really glad that I took part in this challenge and decided to do this challenge, because I don't think I would have come up with these without having committed myself to following the prompts for this challenge. And then here you can see I'm being extremely fastidious for some reason, trimming down this paper. Instead of just grabbing my scissors, I was like, let me get my knife, make very precise cuts, and make sure that it all is perfectly backed and even. And then what I'm going to do is go back and stitch around the edge after I ink them up, because I always forget to ink up stuff first, so I'm inking it up first this time. Very proud of myself for remembering that. And then I'm going to stitch everything and also go and fussy cut out those little bone bits so that we can use them for our project. And I don't know how long I spend distressing, so we're just gonna see how long this took me, which is amazing because this is 5 times speed, and I wish I could distress this fast, but I can't. Oh, here we go. So I managed to stitch around everything, and then I am fussy cutting out these little skeletal pieces. I used my scissors to cut them out, and then I'm just going back through with my craft knife to cut out the little holes that I couldn't get to with my scissors. And it's not essential, but the more like little pockets of space that you can create on your stamped images, the more places you have to tuck leaves and stuff and get cool leafy effects, but also it adds to being able to see the leaves that are behind the bony bits as well. So, like, you know, if you can pop these holes in and it's not super troublesome to cut them out, then I would definitely recommend doing it because it gives you more stuff to work with. And then I have these slides, die cuts that I cut out previously, and then I decided that I didn't need the back piece, like the back piece, was superfluous. So I'm going to cut that off and use that back piece somewhere else for something else. And then you can see I already added the brads to this because that was just a little bit of fussy work I didn't think you needed to watch me do. But I'm going to ink around the bones, just the one bone. I don't think I go back and ink around the rest of them for any reason whatsoever. But I did it initially because I wanted to knock back some of that white edge a little bit, because I didn't cut them out perfectly, like to the line, because I didn't want to be there all day trying to cut out the bones. But once I get like the bone coming out of the slide in the way that I think is the most visually appealing, I'm going to use a combination of die cut Leafy stickers and just regular paper die cuts in order to get that like overgrown, abandoned bone effect. I'm just sort of working with the open spaces that I left available, including I only glue around the outside edge of the slide so that I can tuck stuff into the slide front, and then, you know, work the leaves into the little pockets of the bones and the little openings and stuff like that. And I'm trying not to be super precious about it because I don't want to be there all day, although I will admit that this did take me a fair amount of time because I was a little bit precious about it, more from a visual standpoint than just a, like, I want this to look a very like prescribed way. It was more just like a, how can I best utilize all these openings to get the most sprawling leafy effect. And don't worry, I do show you guys the close-ups of these at the end so you can see all the final details. But it's just doing that, collaging and repeating, and trying to come up with clever ways to incorporate the leaves and the bones. So the important thing is to not glue everything down when you're doing this so that you can work the leaves into different places. And then it gives you the chance to sort of slide leaves underneath the bones and over top of the bones and just sort of play around with that layering like effect. But I really love how these came out. I think they just look so cool. It does look like the leaves and the bones are bursting out of the slide, and then it does have that like delightfully decayed, overgrown in the forest left behind effect that I think works really well with our goblin theme. And just add some fun effects. And I decided to use the gold leaf die cuts a little bit sparingly here and there, just to add another layer of sparkle and shine and a little like fun pop of color with that metallic bit as well. But I think it works really well. I think it just sort of adds to the fanciness of it and gives it a different sort of shine to the shininess of the watercolor paint that we used. But I will say this was very fiddly, so if you aren't interested in fiddly crafts, you might want to do less leaves, maybe, is the way. But I enjoy this kind of fiddly stuff, so it worked out really well for me. And I think I just show you how to do this one, and then I didn't show the last one because I figured by this point you understood how I got to this point in this process, but I will show you, like I said, at the end, the final results. And let me know, you guys, what your favorite craft has been so far in Goblin mode. If you've been enjoying the series, if you've been watching, if you've seen stuff that other people have made, what you like there. And then, like I said, if you are participating in the challenge and you want to be entered into the giveaway, make sure that if you do not see me commenting on your stuff, that you get your stuff in front of my eyeballs, use the hashtag and stuff so that I can find it, so that you can get entered into the giveaway if you complete all 7 days, which is just really fun and really cool. I really love this little leaf like poking through the cheek of this skull. It came out really cute, and I had originally thought of like cutting in a little slot in the eyeball to have some stuff coming out of the eyeball, but I was like, there's already so much happening here, you don't need to go to the other level on that. But it is an option you could use if you don't add as many leaves as I did and you want to add that little fun effect. But yeah, I think I just show you how I arranged the ribs, and then we pop to the final views, and look at how cool these look. I love how this came out. I love like the decayed, overgrown nature of it, and I also like just getting to use my slides in a different way than just a standard slide. That's been a really fun thing to sort of experiment with. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and then don't forget to show up tomorrow for the very final day of the RTC Goblin Mode Challenge. I appreciate your faces, guys, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, happy crafting. Bye.